Welcome back. Today I'll be taking a look at the brand new Olight Baton 3 Pro Max. Let's check it out. So not only will I be talking about the brand new Olight Baton 3 Pro Max, I'll also be putting it up against the Olight Baton 3 Pro here. So I'll go over the differences between these two flashlights and determine which one is right for you. But first, let's see what comes with the brand new Baton 3 Pro Max. This is the box it comes in, typical Lumens and runtime information on the back of the box. It has this L-shaped stand right here with 3M adhesive tape where you can basically put that up to a wall and that acts as a stand. Pretty cool. It comes with the typical Olight proprietary charging cable. It's a USB type A to the magnetic charger, and it comes with this little pouch here. And then some safety documents and a user manual right there. But let's put all this off to the side and let's start going over some of the differences between the Pro, the Baton 3 Pro, and the Pro Max. So the obvious difference right off the bat should be the size difference between the Baton 3 Pro Max here and the Baton 3 Pro. The Baton 3 Pro Max has a length of 4.49 inches and has a bezel diameter of 1.02 inches, and it weighs about 5.22 ounces with the battery included. Now that is a little bit larger than the Baton 3 Pro right here at 3.99 inches and has a diameter of 0.91 inches, and it weighs 3.63 ounces, and yes, that does include the battery as well. And other than the size, these are almost identical, even down to the concave side button right there. Even though the Baton 3 Pro is smaller, I looked at these really close and I don't think there's a size difference between these buttons at all. So now let's go over some of the differences in lumens and throw between the two flashlights. The Baton 3 Pro Max has a maximum lumen output of 2500 lumens, has a maximum throw of 145 meters, and an intensity of 5295 candela. Now put that up against the Baton 3 Pro's 1500 lumens, 175 meters of throw, and 7900 candela. And I'll also give you guys a look right down the barrel here. You can see, obviously, that TIR optic lens is much bigger than on the Baton 3 Pro here. Now, I should mention that my Baton 3 Pro is the neutral white version, and my Baton 3 Pro Max is the cool white version. You have your choice of neutral white or cool white with either one of these flashlights. The neutral white right here is 4,000 Kelvin to 5,200 Kelvin, and the cool white temperature right here is 5,700 Kelvin to 6,700 Kelvin. For me and my taste, I love the neutral white. I just love the nice warm look of the neutral white, but if you're looking for maximum lumen output, you have to go with the cool white LED. Both of these flashlights have 5 lighting modes plus strobe, a memory, a timer, and a button press lockout. The Baton 3 Pro Max has a 60-day runtime on that 1 lumen moonlight mode versus the Baton 3 Pro's 120 days with their half lumen moonlight mode. So the Baton 3 Pro has half the lumens on its lowest setting, therefore it has double the runtime. And keep in mind, this has an 18650 battery versus a 21700 battery. And while we're talking about those batteries, before I move on, let's take a look at this. Yes, 21700, 5000 milliamp hours, 3.6 volt. It is a proprietary battery to Olight. And if you saw my Olight Baton 3 Pro video, you guys already know this is an 18650, 3200 milliamp hour, 3.6 volt battery. The Baton 3 Pro Max maintains the proximity sensor as you saw in the Baton 3 Pro. And one thing I didn't mention in my review of the Baton 3 Pro is, yes, you can turn off the proximity sensor. So if I turn this on turbo, you can see when I get closer to the table, it fades out. But when I'm there, after it fades out, if you double press, that turns off the proximity sensor. So you see, I can get as close as I want to, and that proximity sensor does not turn off. The only way to turn it back on, as far as I can see, is turn the flashlight off, turn it back on, and there you go. The proximity sensor is back active, and that's the same with the Baton 3 Pro here. They both have the same IP rating with an IPX8. The X means that dust proofing wasn't tested, but the 8 means it's submersible in up to 6 feet of water, and they both have a 1.5 meter impact rating. Now, one new feature the Baton 3 Pro Max has is a shake to activate the battery level indicator in the middle of that side switch. So anytime you want to see the battery level, you basically have to shake it and it activates the green light right there. So it does have 4 levels of battery life indication with that LED right there. Now, I'm not really sure how I feel about this shake to activate that battery level light yet. Typically, I like boot up LED lights to show what I have left remaining on that battery. Now, talking about the UI here, the UI is exactly the same on both flashlights. It takes just a short press to activate the flashlight, hold the button down to change the modes, low, medium, high, double press for turbo, and from off, press and hold to activate that 1 lumen moonlight mode. You can triple click from off or on, that activates strobe, and you can press and hold that side switch until it turns off, and now the flashlight is locked out, and that's indicator right there with that red light. To activate, as per usual, just hold down that side switch, activates moonlight. Now you're all set. So guys, the only real differences that I see between these two flashlights are the obvious size differences, the battery size difference between the 18650 and the 21700, and the lumens, throw, and candela differences. Oh, and I forgot the shake to see your battery life right there. Man, I just don't know. So what it comes down to is your preference of size for an everyday carry flashlight and how many lumens do you really need to carry with you on an everyday basis. Because if you go with the cool white version, you're getting 2500 lumens versus 1500 lumens here, but this 1500 lumens is in a much smaller body with a longer throw and more candela. So the question becomes, do you need more total light output or more intensity in that light? Lately, I've been questioning, do I really need a ton of throw in my everyday carry flashlights when I can really reserve that throw for a tactical flashlight? So with that 175 meter throw versus 145 meters, do I really need that extra 30 meters of throw when I can get a lot more output on the Baton 3 Pro Max with 1,000 more lumens? But the Baton 3 Pro here is almost a perfect size for me personally for everyday carry. The Baton 3 Pro Max is right there on the edge of being too large. I know this is all subjective. A lot of you guys like larger flashlights. For me, if I'm carrying this on an everyday basis, I don't want something big and chunky in my pocket. That's what she said. I want something light, compact, easy to use, and bright, and that's where the Baton 3 Pro really shines. But if that doesn't matter to you and you don't mind carrying larger flashlights and you need that higher lumen output at 2500, the Baton 3 Pro Max might be right up your alley. And let me just say this, it's not like it's that much bigger. I mean, I already showed you guys the size differences. They're pretty close, even though holding them, they definitely feel a lot different. It's not like it's a crazy size difference is what I'm trying to get at. But I just happen to love the size of this Baton 3 Pro. Now I'll pop up on the screen side by side of the lumen and runtime differences between these two flashlights. You can see the Baton 3 Pro has a maximum lumen output of 1500 lumens on turbo. On high, it's 600 lumens. On medium, it's 120 lumens. On low, it's 15 lumens. And there's that half lumen moonlight mode with that 120-day runtime. And I should mention, those are the cool white numbers. And with the Baton 3 Pro Max, the cool white numbers on turbo, 2500 lumens. On high, 800 lumens. Medium, 120. So those are exactly the same. Low, 15 lumens. Those are exactly the same between the two flashlights. And moonlight is 1 lumen. That's double the half lumen on the Baton 3 Pro. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for the boring numbers. Let's take these guys outside so I can show you the beam differences between the Baton 3 Pro Max and the Baton 3 Pro. All right, let's start with the Baton 3 Pro Max here. That's going to be low. Right there. There's medium. And it's actually pretty surprising, even with this TIR lens, there's not much of a hot spot. You can see that hot spot is huge right there. So it kind of blends in a lot with that perimeter, the outer perimeter of the light, which is very surprising. Let's go to turbo. So there's the full 2500 lumen turbo, the cool white beam, and I can't even barely see this hitting those back trees. I'll put up a distance between here and those back trees and here in that structure right there. And then that tree is about 70 feet away from where I'm standing. So that 145 meter throw isn't even hitting that back perimeter of those trees. And now, if I can find it, let's go to the Baton 3 Pro. Hopefully I've been saying these right. That first one was the Baton 3 Pro Max. This is the Baton 3 Pro. And already you can see, look at that hotspot right there. A little bit more prominent of a hotspot. There's medium. There's that tree. I'm slightly kissing those back trees now. Same thing with the pole barn right there. And on, whoop. Low, medium, high. Whoop. I think I messed up. Low, medium, high right there. So this is high. You can see I'm hitting those trees. Definitely hitting that pole barn. Now let's go to turbo. And there you go. Now you can sort of see those trees, 175. But this is a good demonstration of the beam pattern and the color differences between that neutral white and that cool white. So let's go back to the Baton 3 Pro here. And it's just so much brighter. That perimeter is so much brighter on the Baton 3 Pro Max. So you can see where that lumen output is coming from. Less candela, less throw, so it's not really hitting those back trees. But if you're looking for light output, this thing is just, look how wide that perimeter is. That is extremely wide. That's really interesting. Actually, let's move a little bit closer to those trees and I'm gonna show you another test. All right, so here I am closer to those trees on the other side of the house. And let's start with low. This is the Baton 3 Pro Max. All right. Medium. Jeez. And then high. I'm still barely hitting those trees. I mean, you can see them, but I'm barely kissing those trees. Wow, that's actually very surprising. Let's go to turbo. And there we go. Now we can see a lot more of those trees, especially those right there. I'll put up the distance between me and those trees, that cluster of trees right there. But if I scan across the field, you can see what I'm seeing here. Actually, let's go back to high because 95% of the time you're going to be in high. So if you're looking for a wider perimeter flashlight, if you want to see basically, look at that, everything around you, this is going to be a good flashlight for you. But if you're looking for throw, I mean, there's hardly any throw, even at that 145. That might be a little high for this flashlight, to be honest with you. And then let's go to the Baton 3 Pro 3. There's high right there. So even on high, we're sort of hitting those trees a little bit better than the max version, even on turbo. And if I go to turbo, there you go. So this is what I was saying, guys. What's more of a priority for you? Do you want an everyday carry flashlight that has more throw where you can see distance like this? Or do you want to see more of a perimeter and just light up everything around you, such as interiors? The Baton 3 Pro Max would be much better for lighting up interiors than it would be outside trying to see farther away. And keep in mind, guys, this flashlight right here, ooh, it's bouncing off of my ceiling here. Keep in mind, guys, this flashlight, the Baton 3 Pro, is the neutral white version. And this guy, here we go, is the cool white version. So what do you guys think of this beam that comes out of the new Baton 3 Pro Max? Is very, very interesting. So what do you prefer? Do you like a larger flashlight with more lumens and less throw and a shake to see the battery life indicator versus a smaller, more compact flashlight with less lumens but more throw? And guys, that's basically all it comes down to if you're looking at purchasing either one of these lights and determining which one you want. If you're watching this video right now as I release it, the Olight January sale is going on. You can pick this up for $62.99 during the sale only. And that sale starts January 8th, the time I'm releasing this video, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it goes to January 12th at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Olight's gonna have a bunch of other stuff on sale. I don't have any of that gear. I just have the Baton 3 Pro Max here to show you. Also, I do have a discount code and a link to the sale in my description box. Yes, that is an affiliate link, so if you buy anything using that link, the channel does see a small kickback. It doesn't cost you anything more. In fact, if you use my code on non-sale items, you get a 10% discount, so it's a win-win. So guys, make sure you go check out Olight's January sale. Especially if you guys want this brand new Olight Baton 3 Pro Max, $62.99 right now on sale. Or if this isn't your thing and you still want to go with the Baton 3 Pro right here, you can still pick that up for a discount. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!